12 noon in Eastern Penal and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago. And a very pleasant afternoon to you and yours, wherever you may be. And that includes our house audience here in Rochard Road, made up of cultural ambassadors and community activists. And welcome to the first Gana Yatra as we head towards May 30th, which, as you know, is Indian Arrival Day, that historic time in 1845 when the first contingent of indentured immigrants arrived on our shores. Let me also tell you that the period marks 27 years since the Trevor Sudama motion was passed in both houses of Parliament and assented to by the President, giving it legal status as a public holiday in Trinidad and Tobago. But more than a physical presence, they brought a whole new way of life, and what a journey it has been over the past 177 years, mixed with joys and sorrows, ups and downs, successes and failures. But we've endured and prospered in the course of time. And today, on 101.7 FM, we begin the celebration of all that came with our ancestors, including village names. Barrackpore, to the east of where we are, is one of them. We acknowledge the cooperation wholeheartedly of the Ramcharitmanas Bridgelal family household of Rochard Road in Penal, from where I speak, without whom this would not have been possible, and we'll tell you more about them as we go along. We've got a member of the family who's coming from California in the United States, especially to profile this wonderful family. We also acknowledge the corporate entities that are assisting by way of sponsorship, and they are Sudesh Sankar Hardware Limited of Rochard Douglas Road, dealers in general hardware, building supplies and household items. You can reach them on 358-3380 and 654-3137. Email them at sudeshsankarhardware@gmail.com. We also acknowledge the kind assistance of Vietnam Bar of Old Colonial Road in Barrackpore, the place where Balmati and Deonarayan Ganesh greet and serve you with a smile. Vietnam Bar is the entertainment war zone of Barrackpore, where Chana and Baldat and the Mahabir brothers hang out. And, of course, we'd like to thank the many singers and musicians who are here. We will introduce them as we go along. And the many well-wishers who are listening, like Omer Day and her brother Dip Sukhdev, Taylor John of Barrackpore, and those who've come in support, those who are on their way, like Chetrambola and Richard Ramsubhag, and so many others overseas who are tuned in at this time, usually on 101.7 FM, like Rohini Dubey, who is in Fort Lauderdale, Rudy Sigulam, who is in Mississauga, and Bella Udit, who is in Montreal, fans of 101.7 FM. So today we are taking everybody on an outside journey for this Gana Yatra. We have among us a very senior member of this family, a mother, a matriarch of this family, and we will be chatting with her in a short time from now. But I want to take you back to the stage for the Bhuya Saj, comfortably seated on their home stage with instruments ranging from mandolin, harmonium, keyboard, dholak, tabla, and bulbul tarang. So let's go on stage, and if I might indulge the band to do our first number in full, please, led by Ayodhya Bridgelal, who is the musical director, and we'll tell you more about Ayodhya as the time progresses. So let's go to the stage for some more music.
बड़ा नहीं इंसान, बड़ा नहीं भगवान, आसमान धरती से कहता समय बड़ा बलवान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। बड़ा नहीं इंसान, बड़ा नहीं भगवान, आसमान धरती से कहता समय बड़ा बलवान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। नाव देखो अपनी गारी पे हंसता गारीवान। गारी के जब नाव को देखा तीस पराना दान, तीस पराना दान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। बड़ा नहीं इंसान, बड़ा नहीं भगवान, आसमान धरती से कहता समय बड़ा बलवान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। महल की रानी बनी भिखारन, मिली धूल में शान। गोद बनी सेवन की गारी, बैल बना इंसान, बैल बना इंसान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। बड़ा नहीं इंसान, बड़ा नहीं भगवान, आसमान धरती से कहता समय बड़ा बलवान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। जो देते हैं एक हाथ से 100 हाथों को दान। समय परे पर उन्हीं मिली ना एक मान का पान, एक मान का पान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। बड़ा नहीं इंसान, बड़ा नहीं भगवान, आसमान धरती से कहता समय बड़ा बलवान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान। बड़ा नहीं इंसान, बड़ा नहीं भगवान, आसमान धरती से कहता समय बड़ा बलवान। सुनो रे भाई समय बड़ा बलवान।
So let me tell you something about the singer you just heard. You know, discovering talent can happen almost anywhere, sometimes in the places of worship, at social functions and in rum shops, in the bathrooms as well. But here's a man whose talent I discovered at a funeral a few months ago in Village, and thought, wow, he will do well to contribute to this community effort, not knowing that he has some kind of residency in this house. I am extremely happy once again to introduce Hari Prasad Ramcharan with another song.
उजर गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा, उजर गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा, टूट गई वो डाली जिस पर तूने डाला डेरा, उजर गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा। आया वो तूफान बिखर के रह गया तिनका तिनका, लिया है तुझसे किस्मत में ये बतला है किस दिन का, ये रंग बिरंगे पंख तोड़ दे अपना पिंजरा आप तोड़ दे, आई वो गम की रात न होगा जिसका कोई सवेरा, उजर गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा, टूट गई वो डाली जिस पर तूने डाला डेरा, उजर गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा। साथ छोड़ गया साथी तेरा, रह गए उसकी यादें, चुप हो जा चुप हो जा, तेरी कौन सुनेगा दर्द भरी फरियादें, हार सिंगार मिटा दे अपना, तेरी खुशियाँ हो गए सपना, हार सिंगार मिटा दे अपना, तेरी खुशियाँ हो गए सपना, छोटी सी एक जान से गम का तूफानों ने डेरा, गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा, टूट गई वो डाली जिस पर तूने डाला डेरा, उजर गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा, उजर गया पंछी अब तेरा बसेरा।
So Vishnu Brown just came to me and said, I must congratulate you on your discovery. And he's obviously talking about the talent of Mr. Ramcharan. I will give you his contact numbers later on, because I'm sure from time to time you will want to engage him at your social functions. And let me tell you, this is the very first time that Mr. Ramcharan's voice is being heard on a radio station. And we are extremely happy that 101.7 FM is the frequency. Now you will hear the phones ringing from time to time. We are live at the venue, the Ramsubhag Bridgelal family household on Rochard Road in Pinal. And Pam Medford, who is listening to us from Miramar in Florida, sent a message saying, tell everyone in your audience here in Pinal and around the world, Pam sends her greetings. Now, joining me in this broadcast for a little while, for the time being, I'm sure later on, as she musters up the courage, she will want to be with us for the rest of the show. A co-host, Avita Bridgelal. I know her by Avita Bridgelal. We worked together at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I think I first met her in 2011 when we worked together with Dr. Suraj Rambachan. And she migrated. We were told that Avita was getting married and she was migrating. We will be introduced, I'm sure, to her husband, who is around somewhere with their two beautiful daughters. We will be introduced to him a little later on. But I invited Avita to sit with me for a little while and to explain in short measure something about this Ramsubhag Bridgelal family. Welcome to the airwaves of 101.7.
Thank you, Mr. Hanuman Singh. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your loyal listeners. And thank you for highlighting my wonderful family, the Bridgelal Ramsubhag family. I'm very proud of them, especially that of my cousins. So just for a little background, at the realm is my grandmother, my amazing, amazing grandmother. She gave most of her time to her kids, her grandkids. She got married at the age of 15. Before that, she attended Grant Memorial Presbyterian School and also the Young Women's Christian Association, where she did sewing and knitting. And then upon meeting my grandfather, they did gardening, where they started with sugarcane and then continued to multi-crop production. And as for my grandfather, he was a visionary. He was beyond his time. He loved traveling. He loved learning. And on one of his trips to India, he purchased various instruments, the harmonium, tabla, bassuri. And that's where my uncles, having access to these instruments, they were self-taught, started playing. And that inspired the cousins, who I think have surpassed them now. So that's just a little background
And that's why you made reference to your cousins as opposed to your uncles.
Yes. I love my cousins, yes. So yeah, but my grandfather, his father, well, they were the last among the indentured immigrants to come from India. And they were well versed in the Ramayan. Like growing up, I would hear my grandfather singing the Ramayan. So that's the family that we grew up into.
People remember this Ramsubhag household for the days of the Bluebird Sports and Cultural Club?
Yes. So my dad, my uncles, they were some of the founding members of the Bluebird Sports and Cultural Organization. It was an avenue to try to get kids away from drugs and all that, and more focused into culture and sports. Sports was also important.
This household, may I tell the world, has produced a distinguished son, of whom we shall speak a little later on. In fact, we've got a video feature that we will share with everybody here and those who are watching us on Facebook and on the YouTube channel. But we want to feature one of those proud cousins of yours,
of course.
One of those talented cousins of yours, young university student Vani is ready and set to do two songs for us. So let's go across to the stage for Vani Ramsubhag.
ना तेरे पे नाल की ना तेरे बिना लगदा जी मैं तनु समझा के ना तेरे बिना लगदा जी मैं तनु समझा के ना तेरे बिना लगदा जी.
A chip of so many old blocks. Absolutely. Her father, the distinguished Professor Adesh Ramsubhag. And I was just informed that we have an audience in France. Usha and her husband are looking at us from their home in France. Usha was here recently. I met her. She gave me a story of that French connection. And when she realized that I wanted to do a one-on-one interview with her, she conked out on me. So Usha, thank you for being with us. Thank you very much, you and your spouse, for joining us here at your home in Rochard Road. Thank you so much for sharing what you have in terms of your talent and the overwhelming support for your family. And let me acknowledge once again the kind sponsorship of Sudesh Sankar Hardware of Rochard Douglas Road in Barrackpore and Vietnam Bar of Old Colonial Road in Barrackpore. Thank you both very much. And I guess, you know, my friends from Lachus Road who just came in, Suraj and Jiwan and Jai, will be visiting the war zone, the cultural and entertainment war zone, after the presentation here this afternoon. So once again, let's go back to the stage. 101.7's Gana Yatra and Vani Ramsubhag.
जी हमें मंजूर है आपका ये फैसला जी हमें मंजूर है आपका ये फैसला कह रही है और नजर बंदा पर गए शुक्रिया बस के अपनी जिंदगी में कर लिया शामिल
I will request another round of applause for Vani. And I take it we will hear some more songs from you as we proceed a little later on. Excellent. So our friend Santos of Lachus Road says, would like you to shout out Kamla Guljar Brijlal from her ex-co-worker Veena Rup Prasad, and to Sanjay and Matti Guljar from Santos. So Santos is just down the road listening to 101.7 FM. Thank you so much, sir. And you know, as we prepare for the next performer, I often meet people older than me, and they say, boy, I know you on TV since I was a little boy. Now these people are older than me, but they say they remember me on TV since they were little children. And that's quite possible, because the guy who is about to sing, I've known him since I was a little boy. And when he said he was in the late 60s, approaching 70, I couldn't believe, because Vishnu Brown, since I knew him so many moons ago, has always looked effervescent, fresh. He is all that you want in a human being, especially an entertainer. Vishnu Brown has been singing for a long, long time, and I am extremely delighted on this Gana Yatra program, 101.7 FM, to invite from Monkey Town in Barrackpore, Vishnu Brown.
काशी देखी मथुरा देखे तीरथ सारे कहीं न मन का मीत मिला आया तेरे द्वार खड़ा जोगी तेरे द्वार खड़ा जोगी ना मांगे सोना चांदी मांगे धन देवी तेरे द्वार खड़ा जोगी तेरे द्वार खड़ा दुनिया से मुख मोरा तेरे लिए जग छोड़ा चोर दिया घर बार दुनिया से मुख मोरा तेरे लिए जग छोड़ा चोर दिया घर बार बन बन जाना मैंने तुझे लेके मन मैंने सुन ले मेरी पुकार सुन ले करके जतन आया मन में लगन लाया अखियों में दर्शन यार करके जतन आया मन में लगन लाया अखियों में दर्शन यार प्रीत की भिक्षा प्रेम की शिक्षा मांग रहा ये दास, मांग रहा ये दास। ना मांगे सोना चांदी मांगे दर्शन देवी, तेरे द्वार तेरा ना मांगे सोना चांदी मांगे दर्शन देवी, तेरे द्वार तेरा द्वार तेरा।
A man sounds almost like Hemant Kumar, Vishnu Brown. And, you know, the concept of this Gana Yatra is quite simple. We have decided to go to various communities throughout the country for 12 programs, starting today, ending on the 28th of May. 2 days after, we will be celebrating 177 years of the Indian presence in Trinidad and Tobago. And what really is it that we celebrate more than the song and the music and the dance and the culture that they brought? We celebrate a people who clung to hope in the midst of despair. With their hands, they conquered the land. With their prayers, they survived the traumas of plantation hostility and brutality. We are products of the power of faith. Destiny designed us agents of transformation. That's what we celebrate, not just a date in the calendar. Let's go once again to Vishnu Brown.
मेरी यार में तुमना आंसू बहाना, न जी को जलाना, मुझे भूल जाना। मेरी यार में आंसू बहाना, न जी को जलाना, मुझे भूल जाना। समझना कितना ये सपना सुहाना, वो गुजरा ज़माना, मुझे भूल जाना। मेरी याद जुदा मेरी मंजिल, जुदा तेरी राहें, जुदा मेरी मंजिल, जुदा तेरी राहें, मिलेगी नब तेरी मेरी निगाहें। मुझे तेरी दुनिया से है दूर जाना, न जी को जलाना, मुझे भूल जाना। मेरी याद में तुम आंसू बहाना, न जी को जलाना, मुझे भूल जाना। ये रो रो के कहता है टूटा हुआ दिल, ये रो रो के कहता है टूटा हुआ दिल। मिलेगी नब तेरी मेरी निगाहें, समझना कि सपना सुहाना वो गुजरा जमाना मुझे भूल जाना मेरी याद में आंसू बहाना न जी को जलाना मुझे भूल जाना मेरी याद में आंसू बहाना न जी को जलाना मुझे भूल जाना मेरी याद
Thank you very much, Vishnu Brown and members of the Ramsubhag Bridgelal Family Orchestra live at Rochard Road in Penal as we begin our journey towards May 30th when we observe 177 years of the Indian presence in Trinidad and Tobago. Today's program is with the best wishes of Sudesh Sankar Hardware Limited of Rochard Douglas Road, dealers in general hardware, building supplies and household items. You can reach them on 358-3380 and 654-3137. Email them at sudeshsankarhardware@gmail.com. We also acknowledge the kind assistance of Vietnam Bar of Old Colonial Road in Barrackpore, the place where Balmati and Devnarayan Ganesh greet and serve you with a smile. Vietnam Bar is the entertainment war zone of Barrackpore, where Chana and Baldat and Jiwan and Tilly and Jai and Santos and so many others hang out and will be hanging out after the presentation today. We have another member of the Ramsubhag Bridgelal household. She's a school teacher from Waterloo Hindu to be more specific, and all decked up, ready to share with us her talent. I must say, very, very few words. She's not a very talkative person, but she sings beautifully. So let's go on stage for Saraswati's contribution, and she is accompanied on the harmonium by her husband, Yovi.
समझ
We are in Pinal, but not alone. We have people from different parts looking on and listening to us and acknowledging, like Suresh Bechan, formerly from Pablito Trace in Rosalac, who now resides in Philadelphia. He says, man, I am looking at the snow falling through my windows and envying you guys in Pinal, enjoying your beautiful Pinal talent. Thank you very much, Suresh. Now he can change that because he is affectionately called Jesus. So he can change that in a flash. Thank you very much. And I'm sure a little later on we will hear from his buddy, Kapil Raghupath, who is also from Sobo and residing in Philadelphia. Danny Ramsaran and his family are in Long Island and watching and listening and enjoying, and so too is Dora Ramsarup, who is also in Long Island. Now for Dora, this will have special significance because her husband, the late Drakes, as she called him, was involved in this kind of musical arrangement. And every time she hears something local, she will call the radio station and say, oh God, boy, you know, Drakes used to sing that song. So I guess Drakes knew a lot of songs because every song almost I play on the radio from a local artist, Dora will text me a message saying, Drakes used to sing that song. So in a little while, I will sing a song, and I want to know if Drakes used to sing that song as well. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on the radio and here at Rochard Road, Saraswati Bridgelal. So we are told that we're getting a third song from Saraswati. And as she is singing, we are getting messages from different people. In fact, Rohini Dubey just sent me a text message trying to locate this. I'm listening to the songs and music of all talented artists, superb talent, and of course, your voice and charisma is always outstanding. Well, I have to throw that in. I'm not saying it, she's saying it. And if I didn't say it, I will not have been representing her in her truthfulness. Kapil Raghupath is trying to reach us. And Kapil obviously is enjoying the music. And I see someone else is trying to reach us, as we must acknowledge these calls. Indira Sundar Singh of Tulsa Road in San Francisco is listening and enjoying and saying to me in a text here, I am delighted that you are highlighting the talent of people within my community. We're indeed very honored and very happy to be here and to start our Indian Arrival programming at this venue and with these wonderful and talented family members. So she's ready. Once again, Saraswati Bridgelal. Thank you very much. Hi, says Omar Day. Mitchell, I'm enjoying the program in the comfort of my living room. Beautiful program. I would like to send out birthday greetings to Saranatha Kalu of St. Madeleine. Greetings to you from Omar Day Mitchell of Barrackpore. And Kapil writes, myself and Alan are listening and enjoying this young lady who is singing. Sounds wonderful. Talking about Saraswati. Terrific talent from the Southland. Proud to be a Southern boy. You guys and girls in Trinidad and in Rochard Road, have a great day. I want to suspend the music for a little while, give the musicians a little rest, a 6-minute rest, not longer than that. And I'll tell you why. Because I look towards this day with great anticipation for many reasons, and I guess the reasons are very obvious. But beyond the fellowship and the hospitality and the celebration of who we are, I came to listen to the talent of Adesh Ramsubhag, one of UWI's newest professors and a 2018 recipient of the Anthony N. Sabga Award for Excellence in Science. Unfortunately, he's not here, but he is present. Now, this is a conundrum that is made possible through technology, and I'm particularly happy to be at the childhood home of this remarkable achiever and to share with you the short video feature of an outstanding son of the soil.
When it was first discovered by Europe, the Caribbean was thought to be a gateway to El Dorado, a city of gold. In the centuries since, gold has been mined and black gold has been extracted. But more precious Caribbean treasures remain, and Dr. Adesh Ramsubhag is at the forefront of discovering them.
Well, we know the tropical environment, especially this Caribbean region, is a hot spot for drug discovery. That is well established. And what happens right now is that a lot of foreign companies, a lot of foreign research institutes are coming, taking our biological resources. So we don't know to what extent they are developing drugs from our bioresources, but we know that their bioprospecting is taking place.
The whole world is in a constant search for new antimicrobials. So this country, as well as this region, is gifted with a high level of natural biodiversity. I mean the microbial biodiversity, where we have chances of identifying new microorganisms which are supposed to produce novel molecules which are of potential antimicrobial and antibiotic activity.
So my research involves discovering and developing novel antibiotics from microorganisms in Trinidad.
But the uses to which Dr. Ramsubhag's work and research may be put are not always conventional.
So what we're looking at is using the indigenous microorganisms and using them to solubilize the oil, encourage more oil and heavier oil to come out of the formations. I've been doing this research for about a year and a half now, and we already have significant results. Dr. Ramsubhag was very instrumental in designing the project, and he's been a source of encouragement, throughout all the little hiccups we've had so far.
So we expect this to be patented within this year. It has to go through clinical trials, which means that it could possibly reach the market, if everything goes well, within 3 years.
Today, Adesh Ramsubhag is a microbiologist and geneticist, but he began his adult life as a farmer in South Trinidad.
So I grew up in a very rural and agricultural village where the center of life was agriculture. So I became a farmer, and I was a registered farmer. And I heard about the agriculture program where I can come in and do the A-level equivalent to the sciences that are the prerequisites for the agriculture program. So I came in to do the BSc in agriculture, and then I became exposed to the sciences in depth. And I was gravitated towards biological sciences. I love genetics, I was inspired by the lecturers And along the way, I found many mentors.
His beginnings drove him to ground his scientific knowledge in real life. He worked with Kariri, putting science to practical use.
I became exposed to a wide range of issues affecting the wider society. Farmers, because they don't have proper guidance from relevant agencies, they are on their own basically relying on the chemical companies for advice, and often they will be applying chemicals in excess quantities. And we are now in the process of developing manuals as well as publishing the data, which will become available to the wider public.
He joined the University of the West Indies in 2001 as a teacher and researcher.
His research has spread the entire breadth of microbiology, working from industrial microbiology to agricultural microbiology and medical microbiology and so on. So I think therein lies his strength, as a researcher.
For all the breakthroughs, though, the future might not be as rosy as it seems, since the society does not seem to have its priorities straight, plowing money into unprofitable pursuits but little on science.
We have tremendous potential in biotechnology as a whole for economic development. Today, Cuba is exporting pharmaceuticals and other biotechnological products in large quantities, worth hundreds of millions of US dollars. They are a major player in the world right now. But Cuba has been investing in research and technology significantly, particularly in biotechnology. From the 80s come back, If you look at a country like South Korea, almost 4% of their GDP goes towards research and development. In the US, almost 3%. Unfortunately, in Trinidad, it's very, very insignificant. Our GDP spending in research and development is less than 0.05 of 1%. We may even have more potential of developing new drugs than Cuba.
At a time when the economy is not doing very well, and we are looking for alternatives, this is an area I think that we should get into.
The only thing that is missing is significant investments in research.
For championing the causes of science and education, for his brilliance in deriving potentially game-changing scientific discoveries, and for his dedication to his country, his students, and his work, Dr. Adesh Ramsubag of Trinidad and Tobago is the 2018 Anthony N. Sabga Caribbean Awards for Excellence Laureate in Science and Technology.
Congratulate Professor Adesh Ramsubag and to say to him how much we miss his presence, but we understand and we will make subsequent arrangements to have his talent recorded for the benefit of Trinidad and Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago communities everywhere. And we reside in so many different places. Only recently I was told a Trinidadian found a seat on the Virgin Atlantic flight to the moon and was planting a flag. Now, I don't know how true that is because, there's a lot of fake news. But then knowing Trinidadians and Tobagonians, we are possible anywhere on the face of the earth and now in the moon. After all, we hear about honeymoon. We've been hearing about honeymoon a long time. So I am sitting next to Rajday Ramsubag. You wouldn't believe it, but she's 86 years old. Now, I know that Women's Libs organization will frown on suggestions like this because they will ask the question, well, so what's wrong if she's 86? What is wrong with that? But we celebrate life. How many people in this world couldn't see 80, couldn't see 50, couldn't see a day after they were born. So when we meet people who've lived their lives, who've done well, who've seen their children grow with pride, we celebrate that. And I am tempted to ask you about all of this, but before I do that, I know you went to Grant Memorial School, which is a top school in the country, a primary school. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Did they teach you to sing in that school?
Yes.
What did they teach you to sing?
Well,
Hymns? Like what? You want to share one with us?
Sure, but soccer.
But that's all right. That's a little bit of it. I know some. I could help you with one.
Well, away in the manger.
Away in a manger.
Before it's been, our little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head.
I have a feeling you might be more comfortable with an Indian song.
No.
Am I right?
Can't sing.
You can't sing an Indian song? I interviewed the oldest surviving indentured immigrant many, many years ago, and she was 102, moving on to 103. And during the interview, she said to me, "But you always playing people's song. Why don't you sing a song?" And I sang a song, Lakhariya ke patiya kubu jalaki. You know that one? Lahariya ke patiya kubu jalaki, kubu jalaki, kubu jalaki, lahariya ke patiya kubu jalaki. Come on, you have to clap for that. You have to clap for that. And this is what we're celebrating here. We're celebrating life. We're celebrating the Indian presence in Trinidad and Tobago. When your son, Adesh, received the laureate award, I am sure, you were there. I saw you in the picture. And I am sure it was a wonderful moment for you. Share that moment with us.
Well, all felt glad, honored by his grace and his work. He worked hard for it.
Tell us about growing up in this community, your children, because I would imagine, like everywhere else in Indian communities, in all communities, life was difficult. How was it?
It was difficult, but it wasn't all that hard because they had a hard-working father. And I have also helped with him. So no food problem. A little problem was money, not too much of money.
That was a big problem?
Yeah, and that was it. No problem for food, because we always planned.
Well, that's why our ancestors came, to work the land, Dharti Mata.
And we make all sacrifice. All the children went to a secondary school, every one of them. And the later part, they went to university, 3 of them.
So when did you go to Jamaica?
Yes.
Right, you went to Jamaica and you were surrounded by your children and Adesh was there playing the mandolin as well.
No, he didn't play no mandolin.
He didn't? I saw him in a picture playing the mandolin.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's famous for the mandolin, isn't he?
Yes.
He was a member of the Dil Ki Awaaz Orchestra many, many moons ago with Kali Charan Duki.
He was going to school when he started playing. He was very, very young. At the age of 16, he started playing in school.
So he's looking at you at the moment. What do you want to say to Adesh?
Adesh, we love you. And thank you for all the achievement you made for us.
You have to say something to the other children too,
Well,
or else.
They all know I love them. And and try to bring them up in the best way. Always teach them to be honest and help others.
And the apple of your eye. Who is the
yes.
apple of your eye? Avita?
Yes. Avita. And they all know that.
I must let you know, when I first came here and we were talking about someone in the household to do the family tree, she said to me, I have a granddaughter who lives in America. She lives in California, and she's a lawyer, and she will be the one to write the family story, and she will be the one not to relate the family story because she's a quiet girl. So I asked, well, when is she coming? And she said, well, she's coming on Saturday, which was last Saturday. And what's her name? And then she said, Avita. And her father, it didn't ring a bell at the time, her father was close by. He said, you work with Rambachan? So I said, yes. He said, well, Avita used to work with Dr. Rambachan. And then it clicked. Avita Rambachan. Ayodhya Bridgelal. We all have a tendency to make that mistake because of association. Avita, I want to personally congratulate you on your achievements. You went to the United States and you completed your law degree. So your law degree, for my lawyer friend who is here, Mr. Kasi, and the one, Mr. Bola, who is on his way, your law degree is 7 times more powerful than ours because it's an American degree. Not so? The calculation rate is 7+. Right?
The cost, yes.
The cost. She says the cost. But anyhow, I don't want to take much time again, except to congratulate you, to say thank you so much. Every time I came to the house on the last 3 occasions, she was always present, always willing to sit in the conversation, contributing to the conversation, and today we had the distinct honor of sitting with you and chatting with you. And I love the message to Adesh. Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, no. I just say it to them.
If you had a chance to talk to Reverend Morton, what would you have told him?
Well, we thanks the Lord. And
did they teach you Hindustani or Bhojpuri at the primary school? Or the bhajans?
well, we sang on Sunday school,
Yeah.
not in school.
You remember? Yesu Masih, Mera Prana Bachaiya, Yesu Masih. That deserves a round of applause as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so 101.7 FM. The name of this program is Gana Yatra, the first in a series, and we're here at the Ramsubhag Bridgelal family home in Rochard Road. We're hoping to traverse as many communities as we possibly can, sharing the message, sharing the word, sharing the history of our people. As we lead towards 177 years of the Indian presence, you will recall that I mentioned 27 years of the naming of May 30th as a public holiday in Trinidad and Tobago. And whenever we talk about the holiday, there is little or no mention of the mover of that parliamentary motion, Trevor Sudama. Well, today we are acknowledging the contribution of Trevor Sudama in that motion to the Parliament in 1994. I had just entered as a squatter in the Parliament, and I contributed to the motion as well. And today we have May 30th as Indian Arrival Day. But we celebrate so many things more than that calendar date in our history. The music continues. Another member of the Bridgelal family, Satyam Vashish, is going to do 2 songs or 3? 2 songs. So it's over to the stage and Satyam.
जुल्फे है जैसे कांधे पे बादल झुके हुए, आंखें है जैसे महके प्याले भरे हुए, मस्ती जिसमें प्यार की तुम वो शराब हो, चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो, चौदहवीं का चांद हो। चेहरा है जैसे झील में खिलता हुआ कमल, या जिंदगी की साज पे चेरी हुई गजल, जाने बहार तुम किस शायर का ख्वाब हो, चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो, चौदहवीं का चांद हो। पे खेलती है तबस्सुम की बिजलियाँ, सजदे तुम्हारी राह में करती है कहकशां, दुनियाए हुस्न इश्क का तुम ही शबाब हो, चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो, चौदहवीं का चांद हो।
The phone is continuing to ring, and we're getting messages. Indira wants us to shout out her uncle, Danny, who is listening in Long Island, and we also did do that earlier on, saying that he's on with his family, watching. We're getting messages. People are acknowledging the talent of this family and enjoying the live atmosphere. And I want to say that we have with us another distinguished son of Bharat in Professor Hariharan, who is now on the tabla. He's playing the tabla. He's a name that Trinidad and Tobago would have heard in recent conversations about COVID-19, but he is here in a capacity of an adopted family member, a son of this family since 2004. And when I first spoke with him, he said, I've got the pan, and I would like to play the pan for you. So he has an opportunity today to play the pan, not only for me, but for all listening to 101.7 FM here and abroad. So let's listen once again to Satyam.
मेरे महबूब कयामत होगी, आज रुसवा तेरी गलियों में मोहब्बत होगी। मेरे महबूब कयामत होगी, आज रुसवा तेरी गलियों में मोहब्बत होगी। मेरे नजरें तो गिला करती हैं, तेरे दिल को भी सनम तुझे से शिकायत होगी। मेरे महबूब तेरे गली में आता सनम, नगमा वफा का गाता सनम, वो तुझसे सुनाना जाता सनम। फिर आज इधर आया हूँ मगर ये कहने में दीवाना, खत्म बस आज ये दहशत होगी। आज रुसवा तेरी गलियों में मोहब्बत होगी। मेरे महबूब मेरी तरह तू आहे भरे, तू भी किसी से प्यार करे और रहे वो तुझसे परे। तूने उस सनम ढाए है सितम, तो ये तो भूल ना जाना कि ना तुझसे भी इनायत होगी। आज रुसवा तेरी गलियों में मोहब्बत होगी। मेरे महबूब मेरे सनम के दर से अगर बाद से बाहो तेरा गुजर, कहना सितमगर कुछ है खबर, तेरा नाम लिया जब तक भी जिया ए शमा तेरा परवाना, जिससे अब तक तुझे नफरत होगी। आज रुसवा तेरी गलियों में मोहब्बत होगी। मेरे महबूब कयामत होगी। आज रुसवा तेरी गलियों में मोहब्बत होगी। मेरे नजरें तो गिला करती हैं, तेरे दिल को भी सनम तुझे से शिकायत होगी। मेरे महबूब
It is what Kishore Kumar used to sing, but before Trinidad and Tobago recognized Kishore Kumar singing that song Vishnu Brown, they heard it from Taran Prasad and the Naya Zamana Orchestra. In fact, I will tell you, when Kishore Kumar came to Trinidad for the first time and sang this song at the Naparima Bowl, I was so happy. I said, this man is singing a Taran Prasad song. Thank you very much, Satyam. And let me remind you, as we acknowledge the kind assistance of the folks at Vietnam Bar of Old Colonial Road in Barrackpore, the place where Balmati and Devnarayan Ganesh greet and serve you with a big, big smile. And Sudesh Sankar Hardware of Rosha Douglas Road in Barrackpore. I want you to put your hands together for the sound that we are hearing here. Amar sound. Excellent sound. And he's a sound individual as well, because I'm told he's the principal of one of the Hindu schools in this area. Is it Rock Road Hindu? Rock Road Hindu, principal. But he loves his music, he loves his culture, and he loves doing what he does with the machines and the soundboard. And we have Andy Sergio, who is doing the video on Facebook and on YouTube. Andy is a man of many, many parts. He is a member of the 101.7 team, technical member of the 101.7 team. I understand he plays not tabla, he plays dhantal as well. Vishram Jagesa is the technical operator who works with me at 101.7 FM. We do the program Golden Musical Gems every Saturday from 12 to 2, and that's why we decided that we are going to use this time to go throughout the country, as many places as we can, to do our Indian arrival programming. It is 1:34 in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago at the present time, so it means that we have a few remaining minutes and a few remaining singers to share their talent with us. So let me ask Avita to introduce the next singer.
The next singer is Karuna Vijaya Bridgelal, and she will be singing Chap Tilak.
Well, is that what you're going to be singing?
She'll be singing Kabira.
Okay. Take it away.
अखियों में पानी दे गई दुआ में मीठी गुड़ धाने ले गई है बन्नो रे बन्नो मेरी चली ससुराल को अखियों में पानी दे गई दुआ में मीठी गुड़ धाने ले गई कभी परछाइयाँ आसमानी हो गई, शगुन पे देखो शादमानी हो गई। गुड़िया रे गुड़िया तेरा गुदा परदेसिया, जोड़ी आसमानी हो गई, शगुन पे देखो शादमानी हो गई। रे कबीरा मान जा, रे फकीरा यूं न जा, आजा तुझको पुकारे तेरी परछाइया। रे कबीरा मान जा, रे फकीरा यूं न जा, कैसा तू है निर्मोही कैसा हर जाइया। रे कबीरा रे कबीरा रे फकीरा रे फकीरा रे कबीरा रे कबीरा रे कबीरा रे कबीरा, संग तेरे है सफीरा रे फकीरा रे फकीरा।
Pretty close to the end of our presentation from Rochard Road. It is 1:38. We still have the pan to come. And we still have 2 songs remaining. So let's go back to the stage for Karuna with her remaining song, and after which there will be a confluence of the cousins with a medley. But we have another song by you. Is this the medley? This is the final song from the stage? Okay, so you're really making way for me. Okay, so let's go to the stage for the medley.
नैना मिलाई के, नैना मिलाई के, नैना मिलाई के, नैना मिलाई के, छाप तिलक सब छीनी रे मुँह से नैना मिलाई के, छाप तिलक सब छीनी रे मुँह से नैना मिलाई के, 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 बात अगम कह दी रे मुँह से नैना मिलाई के, छाप तिलक सब छीनी रे मुँह से नैना मिलाई के। बल जाऊं मैं तोरे रंग रजवा, बल बल जाऊं मैं तोरे रंग रजवा, अपनी सी रंग दीनी रे मुँह से नैना मिलाई के, छाप तिलक सब छीनी रे मुँह से नैना मिलाई के। पिया पकड़ हर ली मेरे मुँह से नैना मिलाई दे छाप तिलक सब छीन मेरे मुँह से नैना मिलाई दे छाप तिलक सब छीन मेरे मुँह से नैना मिलाई दे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे 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 घर नारी कवारी कहे सो करे घर नारी कवारी कहे सो करे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे सोहनी सूरतिया मोहनी मूरतिया सोहनी सूरतिया मोहनी मूरतिया
सुरतिया मोहनी मूरतिया सुहनी सुरतिया
मोहनी मूरतिया मैं तो हृदय के पीछे समा आई रे मैं तो हृदय के पीछे समा आई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई
खुसरो निजाम के बलि बलि जाइए
खुसरो निजाम के बलि बलि जाइए
बलि बलि जाइए बलि बलि जाइए बलि बलि जाइए खुसरो निजाम के
बलि बलि जाइए
खुसरो निजाम के बलि बलि
जाइए
मैं तो अनमोल छेली कहाँ आई रे
मैं तो अनमोल छेली कहाँ आई रे
हो मैं तो अनमोल छेली कहाँ आई रे मैं तो
पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई रे मैं तो पिया से नैना लड़ाई
ओ लाल मेरी पथ रखियो भला झूले लालन लाल मेरी पथ रखियो भला झूले लालन सेंदरी दास सेवन दास की शाबाज कलंदर धमाधम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर धमाधम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर ओ लाल मेरी हो लाल मेरी चार चराग तेरे बरन हमेशा चार चराग तेरे बरन हमेशा पंजवा में बारन
आई भला झूले लालन
ओ पंजवा में बारन
ओ पंजवा में बारन आई भला झूले लालन
सिंदरी दास
सेवर दास की शाबाज कलंदर
दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर ओ लाल मेरी ओ लाल मेरी हिंद सिंध पीरा तेरे नौबत बाजे हिंद सिंध पीरा तेरे नौबत बाजे नाल भजे घड़ी याल शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर हो लाल मेरी हो लाल मेरी
हर दम तेरा तेरी खैर होवे हर दम तेरा तेरी खैर होवे नाम अली मेरा पार लगा झूले लालन ओ नाम अली ओ नाम अली मेरा पार लगा झूले लालन सिंदरी का सेवर दास की शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर हो दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर हो दमादम मस्त कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर
Yep, Vijaya, Vani, Vashish and Chap Tilak with a medley, lovely medley, and it brought Jiwan Prasad to my seat here, and he was whispering in my ear some comments about the talent.
Yes, Gideon. I want to say thanks for inviting me here today, and I'm really surprised listening to these local singers, and I'm really taken aback by the talent that I'm listening to, that they have, that we are getting here today.
So you are surprised that Pinal has such great talent?
Yeah, what happened? Local talent, we very rarely hear the orchestras and them these days playing live music. So we are accustomed listening to like Jose Bailata and Rafi and all the prominent artists. So it's very rare that we have the opportunity to come here now and listen to live music and listen to all these local talents. And I am really telling you, listening to these 3 young ladies here today, I am really surprised. These girls have real good talent. Talented people down in Barakwa here.
Thank you very much, Jiwan Prasad. We often hear his name on the radio, get messages from time to time. Now we are talking with him, and he is threatened to come and sit with me in the studio one of these days and play some of his Lata Mangeshkar collection. I want to acknowledge before we close, we are 1:51. I want to acknowledge the musicians who have been playing. Uttam Brijlal on the accordion, and I want you to give him a round of applause. Narendra Ramsubhag on the Bulbul Tarang, Vijay Brijlal on the Dhantal, Yovesh Brijlal on the Dholak, Deepak Ramsubhag on the Octopad, and of course Yovi Brijlal on the harmonium, and also on tabla Saraswati Bridgelal. So before I introduce the next item, I would like once again to acknowledge the kind assistance of Vietnam Bar of Old Colonial Road in Barrackpore and Sudesh Sankar Hardware of Rochard Douglas Road in Barrackpore. As I mentioned, when we first spoke, it was about the pan. And then I found out later on that he is a tabla player and he plays many other instruments. I have the great honor and privilege to introduce to the airwaves of 101.7 FM Professor Hari Haran. Must be such a relief getting the sticks and playing the pan in the midst of your challenges with the COVID in Trinidad and Tobago and your profession in medicine. Thank you very much, Professor, and we look forward to more interaction with you as we go along. So we are 5 minutes away to the end of this show, and I did say that I would end it off. I told my producer, my co-producer here, Vishram Jagisa, that I will end off this program with a song that I learned when I was 7 years old, but sang when I was 50. It has been a long journey, but it's a song that I love very much because I learnt it in the Las Lomas Presbyterian Church. Every All Year's night, my grandfather, who had instruments like your father, Naren, he would assemble his friends from the village, and we would do what is called a watch night service. So from 8 to 11 would be music, Indian music, and then from 11 to 12, a service, a prayer service, and he will continue after that in the church and then at his home. And this song stayed with me. Now, I don't know, I am not accustomed singing with music, but maybe you can pick up as you go along. I wouldn't start at the start of it, but in between. Now, I am like so many other people, like Mr. Ramcharan, I sing for the love of it. Song goes something like this, inside of the song. Babul ka gar tuta jaye, akhiyan ghor andhera chaye, ji dil ghabraye. Babul ka ghar tuta jaye, अखियन घोर अंधेरा छाए ज दिल घबराए आपसे टपके दिल का खजाना छोटी सी ये जिंदगानी रे 4 दिन की जवानी तेरे हाय रे हाय गम की कहानी तेरे I don't want to spoil the afternoon, so I will leave it at that. Gives me enough time to thank you all very much. Thank Naren especially. He has been the coordinator for this family, organizing. When we first spoke, it was no hesitation whatever. And we decided to put this in train. As everyone here will recognize, it is not a simple task. When we put together all the components, the music, the musicians, the singers, the video, the audio, the presentation, the transmission, it takes a bit. And it is a labor of love for us. And what better way to celebrate the presence of our ancestors who came here 177 years ago than doing the music with so much love in our hearts. I'd like to thank those who came, Jiwan and Kasi and Suraj and Jai. We have two friends who left Chaguanas maybe yesterday to reach here. I have not yet reached, but hopefully they will be here soon, because we'll spend a little time in fellowship with the family and the friends who are here. So thank you all very much. Let me thank Amar and Andy Sergio for an excellent job, Vishram Jagesa, and our two videographers in Kevin Maharaj and his assistant. Kevin is a videographer of great standing. He's been doing a lot of these music videos that you see all over the place. So when you're ready to do your music video, Kevin is the man that you approach. Now, I say that because these are little advertisements, and when you give advertisements, you pay for that. So it's one way in which we are working out the cost that Kevin is charging to do all of this here today. Thank you all very much. 101.7 FM, we're going to return to the master control, and let me tell you that hopefully we will be in other places as we go along until May 28th. Every Saturday from now until May 28th, we will try to have a program live in celebration of Indian arrival. Thank you all very much, and good afternoon.